My fucking adrenaline is going. All right, so on to the Maldives. My hand is a little greasy now from this one.
How you go up?
I just climbed. We are day 5, I think. Yesterday it got really slow, so we went ahead and motored because we were right at the edge of wind, according to our wind router. My mom is weather routing. Sorry, not wind routing. Whatever. So yeah, trying desperate things to see what happens because you know, what the fuck else are you gonna do, right? Read 200 pages of a 500-page book. Digging it, but at some point reading gets boring. It's called Sapien, A Brief History of Humans. Pretty good book. Very, very interesting topic. Just it's hot inside. The only place that there is wind is from the fans inside. Like it's hold on. Let me show you. Like, I mean, it does blow out the flame, but it stays a while. Long enough to light a cigarette, and yeah, you can't sail in that. So, yeah. Yesterday we motored a little bit to wind, but basically we are bestilled. The water is just about as calm as it can be. I've seen photos of calmer, but I've never personally seen it. So it's my birthday today, and first thing I hear when I wake up is Pawn, happy birthday, and it's my birthday? To really think about it. Like yesterday I checked the date and it was the 11th, but it didn't occur to me that like your birthday is tomorrow. Like birthday didn't even come into my mind. It was just, what day is it? I wake up for my birthday. Pawn says happy birthday. We were getting some wind, so I rigged for downwind. We got about 45 minutes at like 3 knots, and that was nice. And then about the time the wind killed off, dolphins showed up, so I jumped in the water with the goggles and snorkel gear and swam with the dolphins. It was pretty cool. They came kind of close, not real close, but it was cool. It was really cool. We've seen them a couple of times this trip, jumping up out of the water, splashing around, making a show, and then disappearing again. So yeah, been fun. All right, well, been kind of boring, but yeah, been fun. Totally. Peace. Check out how flat the ocean's getting. We're almost to the point where there's like no ripples or anything. It just keeps getting smoother. Couldn't figure out how she was sewing these so quickly. Look at that. Starting to be able to kind of see the reflection of the clouds in the sky. You can't quite make out the shape of the clouds, but God, I hope he does it again. There was a fucking whale. We just started noticing the waves were getting a little bigger, and then we look over there and there's like a lot of breakers, And for a second, I thought, fuck my life, there's a reef. But I checked and, you know, 2,000 meters of depth. So I think about the time those caps hit us, shit's gonna get real windy. I went ahead and opened up the, let the sheets out a bit so that they'll be able to find whatever position they want. But we have no wind and huge fucking waves all of a sudden. Here, take this. You think that could just be the changing of the tide? Like we're meeting that point? I don't feel any wind. So, well, that one's big.
How?
I don't fucking know how. We found the weirdest looking fish in the world. It has like leg hand things. It can grab and push itself. It's got two pairs of them, like arms and legs. And it uses it to push itself around and like grab the seaweed and move within it. Weirdest looking bastard. Tiny little eyes. Okay, gotta go. So I don't know. Maybe you can see, but under his arm there is like some kind of water exhaust. And it's like, I don't think they're his gills, but maybe it is. But the air comes in through his mouth, or the water comes in his mouth, and then he pumps it out that little flap of skin under his armpit. And I say armpit because that is an arm and a giant hand that grabs. Like he will grab seeds and like bring them to his mouth and shit. I don't want to, like I'm kind of thinking of putting this fucker in some kind of like acrylic resin and trying to preserve him. Ah, there's a good undershot. I hope that's coming through on the camera. He's got these little white things that hang off of him, which kind of like make him 10 times as more creepy, like he wants something to come bite him. So, dude, if you're asking people to bite you, how dangerous are you? But I don't think he's got any spikes. Like all these little things, none of them seem hard. They all seem very, very soft. He does have eyes. He's got tiny little eyes there. Let's see if I can get him to close that hand. I've seen him grab one of these little seeds before. This one you can see it's a little bit more closed. I mean, it could be that he's just like, you know, mostly dead and that's why he's not doing shit now. I wonder if putting him in acrylic would work. Spray him with some WD-40, try and get all the water out first. Ah, see, he's grabbing that crab. He was straight grabbing that crab. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to preserve him or not. I'm going to guess that it's not all that spectacular to the fish biology world. I'm not letting go a new species or anything. I doubt. I hope not. I feel like a dumbass later if I was, but yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna let him go. He seems to be dying off a little bit. But what you got, Pine? How you get the fish, Pine?
Ow!
I did not get you, just a fish. So, you know, I've heard of flying fish now. I always assumed it was like fish jumping out of water or like using their tail to like skip across the top or something. But as I started sailing, like sometimes like it would look like there was an actual bird skimming across the top of the water and then it would disappear into the water. Check this little fucker out. He's already like stiff. I just found him on the deck. But like he's these fins actually open up quite a bit more, and they're like wings. And they got these couple more down here, but they actually flap those and they'll fly across the top of the water a good, foot or two out of the water, and then dive back down in. I guess they're looking for food, but I don't know. They're weird looking little bastards. I'm gonna put a hook on that one and throw it in the water, see what happens. Hi guys! Oh, Manny! Holy shit, there's so many!
Oh. What'd you do?
Every time it gets lighter is when I start leaning away. And the reason I'm leaning away is because the boat's rocking. Alright? Lean into it, it gets brighter and quieter. As the boat rocks to the port side, the light gets worse. As I come back to the starboard side, it gets better. I'm half tempted to do a jibe and see if this motor runs better when she leans to the starboard side. Not much of a sunset tonight. Wasn't much of a sunrise this morning. Just gloomy all day. Bigger wave. Bit more wind. Well, got our first reef in and about half the head sail furled in. Pretty smoothish ride. I go in the direction I want to be right now because the wind shifted and we're steering with the wind vane, but yeah, not so bad. I don't get a lot of video of things that happen because they happen quick and then they're over, and then I feel like, well, I don't want to just make a video talking about it because then it's just a video of me sitting around talking. And holy fuck. I've never had lightning hit that close. The winds tonight, like, they've been going from low to I don't know, 15, maybe 20 knots, not bad. I had a reef in and my head sail at 50% furled in, and got super calm, so I ended up pulling the reef out, leaving the head sail furled. Didn't want to push my luck too much, but wanted to get a little bit of momentum and stay on course because things have gotten real slow. Well, then out of nowhere, I'm like way off course. I'm getting blown like I'm supposed to be headed west, and I'm like southeast-ish, right? And fucking homeless, like, sails out, and I'm guessing 40 knot fucking winds with gusts to God knows what, like, and like the rear deck, like in the cockpit has a little small wall, but the rear deck was like that much not in the water as the whole boat was being pulled backwards into a corner, which I think is a bad thing. I don't think it's very good for your rudder. But yeah, managed to get the head sail in. Once that came in, things quieted at least. And just as I was getting it in, I was hollering the pond for my harness. And I've never called it a harness before. I always call it my life jacket or life vest or whatever. And so she's like frantically searching the boat for shit she doesn't know what the fuck is. What's a fucking harness? Oh, the life vest, the safety thing. Oh, she's coming with like rain gear and shit. Which, oh my God, I was like, I had my hoodie on, but it's like, I mean, drenched. I don't even know where it is, like, no. So, yeah, things have calmed down now. I don't know how big the seas are. They were about 4 or 5 feet earlier. That, like, I don't hear any breakers out there, and we seem to be pretty stable. There is wind, and we are moving. No sails, and I'm doing half a knot to 2 knots. So there's definitely something pushing us along from time to time. But Jesus Christ, I had that head sail about halfway more in, so like a quarter out, still I'm fighting it, and all of a sudden this fucking lightning bolt, like, right above and all the fucking way around me. Like, not, I don't know about behind me, but I could see it off to my right, off the stern, which I don't know what direction we were pointing at that point. Like, we're fucking all over the place. We were effectively heaved to at some point. Like, at some point the rudder was pinned over and the wind was pulling us the opposite, and the water was holding it pinned, and, you know, we weren't moving much, but the wind was still kicking my ass. Like, I mean, I couldn't even dream of lifting my eyes above like a 45, right? Like looking up to see what's going on. No fucking way. The wind would have, like, no. So yeah, Indian Ocean. On another note, my mom just came across a friend of a friend who is a sailor. I don't know if he's circumnavigated or not, but used to own a marina, knows his shit. So, and I guess he's got an inReach too. So we're gonna buddy on inReach or something. I don't know. Mom's sending me messages. I half read them. My fucking adrenaline is going. Alright, so on to the Maldives. Hoi. Come. Hey. Oh, fuck.
What?
They do not do that right. They're supposed to
Danny, careful.
handle in it. My first fresh tuna ever. Is that our AIS pitching at us?
What?
So, I've never made tuna steaks before, but what I got here is some lime, some onion, some garlic. In the pan sauteing is some garlic and onion with the lime and some crushed pepper. McCormick's crushed pepper. Anyways, yeah, look at that. Yay, we're cooking. Yep. Okay, so I don't know how this recipe is going to turn out, but I'll let you know. Puns.
Mau.
Mao means drunk, but also like seasick, boat drunk. She's not doing so good. She started cooking and nope. So, yeah, here we go. If I'd have been thinking ahead, I probably would have like made some mashed potatoes, maybe some canned corn, but this will be a nice treat. Then we ought to be a full 3-course meal to enjoy a little surprise, I guess. Oh, you don't want to get busted eating my cooking.
Not steak. It's soup.
Soup.
Yes.
She says I made soup because it has butter in the bottom. She says soup. It's good soup?
Yeah.
Yes? Ah! See, it's not just the stuff. We slide around too. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. We can make again like this.
Oh.
Maybe take the bones out first. Oh, you will do. So not soup.
I have to do. No, I have to cook steak. Tuna.
You're gonna cook a tuna steak. Different.
Tuna steak. Fucking big different.
Big fucking big difference. Alright. I had a fair bit too, probably go nibble some again. Already ate earlier, not like 2 hours ago maybe. Trip's going alright. Wind's a little calm right now, doing about 4.5 knots. Nice southwest direction. Show you what I'm looking at. I need to focus on the screen. Ah! Yeah, there we go. Oh, and now it's backwards. Hold on. Alright, that's our location. Heading our course, direction course, and current speed. So, yeah. Continuing to build up to be quite the adventure. We're about 2 weeks in, right at 2 weeks. In theory, within eyesight of Sri Lanka, but it's too cloudy. There's only like 8-mile visibility or something. And then fishermen blew me away. Like, we were seeing them on the AIS and, you know, navigating away and thought we were like, okay, we're clear of them. And I'm outside like trying to get a new sail position working, point of sail going for us, so we're staying the direction we want to go. And just as I got everything rigged, I look back and this boat is way too close, and I'm like, what the fuck, where'd he come from? And I realized they were like sitting there like trying to wave me down. So they got a little closer and started asking if we had beer. But yeah, we got beer, and we traded a 6-pack of beer for pretty large tuna. I think it'll make about 4 or 5 meals, which is great. So, all right. People in a happy mood. Talk about sailing off into the sunset. My God. We're dead on tonight. What's our heading? Well, let's get the real one. 254. Whoa! 254. We're averaging about 6.5 knots. We're on our second reef. Got one more reef right here that we could put in and suck it down, but you see right there. Uh-oh. I'm getting something squawking at me. Oh. This is shaping up to be one of the... Shaping up to be one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. See if I can find a better position here. There we go. Oh, look at that. This camera ain't doing it justice. Show you some of the detail I'm seeing back there. It's just absolutely amazing skyline. And I should probably stop doing this because I'm hanging over the boat. Only navigation equipment we have left. All right. Okay. More later, guys. Oh, and we just got off course. All right, I gotta go. Oh, wind's kicking. Okay, so you may know what goose out is. It's a downwind sail technique. So right now there's like 1 or 2 knots of wind coming out of the north, and we're motoring at about 3 knots. So we're combining to get about 5 knots. We're more or less becalmed at this time. So motoring into what tiny little bit of wind there is, and instead of goosing out, I pulled the mainsail way over to this side, and that's creating wind that's falling off into the head sail there. And it pulls and feels a little funny, but all in all, it's very stable. Like, instead of rocking around like as much, the sails are up, they're quiet, and they're stable. You know, we're not bouncing in the little waves. So yeah, I don't know what this is doing to my speed. I'm tempted to go check it, but I'm praying it's doing something positive, just because, you know, that'd be nice. Either way, I'm at the mercy of trying to stay on, like, I want 300 degrees over here on this compass, which is actually about 285 course. But to keep the sails happy, I gotta get, you gotta be closer to 330. I'm trying to find the delicate balance in here, but hold on. Got a little better lighting these days. We picked up a bunch of like real cheap USB, just a few different options for experimenting. And what we like is there's this one. It's a USB, you know, light power, you know, 5-volt charge, and it's bright. It's got like a clip book lamp, very flexible head. Looks like a dozen little LED lights in there. Very convenient. I think we got like 2 or 3 of them poked around in the boat. I'm real glad that when I did the 220 power outlets, I went with the ones that had the double USB on every port, so, or on every outlet. Turns out those USBs are only like 2 amp though, and some of the strip lighting that we got requires the 3.1 amp. So, oh well. Anyways, auto helm's out, so the wind vane is how we've been steering mostly, but it is it's no longer an option for us. I mean, if there's no wind, there's no wind vane steering. I mean, it's back there flinging around, but if you can imagine how easy it'd be just to put your finger on it and hold it still. It's unable to turn the rudder in the water. It just doesn't have any strength to it. So, here you can see the flag up there, maybe. Oh, okay. Looks like a little gust there. Yeah. Now, anyhow, yeah, almost to Maldives, like 2 days away, 2-3 days, maybe, like 300 miles, something like that. Depends on how fast. I think right now, before we were motoring and getting like 5-6 knots. I don't know if it's the current or the wind is dying out and we had a little more wind before or what. I know we had more wind. The sails were happy without doing this. I don't know if anyone else, like, do I get to name this? It's like, it's not goosed out, but it kind of has that, you know, both sides of the boat look. Oh, they'll call it choking the chicken. Fucking killing time. Like, everything you do on a sailboat's about, like, trying to keep the speed up. And here I am. probably reducing speed a little bit just for peace and quiet and a smooth ride. But yeah, it's nice. I would hate to get hit with a gust of wind like this. I mean, it just doesn't feel normal. But real quick, the way I have it tied up, and it'll fling back over normal. Jibe and tack, or depends on where the gust comes from, I guess. Anyways, see you in the next clip. Turn to the side. Look at our sunset today, guys. It's got a tanker in it that is not moving. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. This tanker is not moving, and it's not transmitting an AIS, which to me is really freaking strange. So I'm wondering if, like, maybe do we stumble on a ship, on a ghost ship? So we're gonna go get a whole lot closer to that thing. Hope that hold on, let me zoom out. So that's our sunset and our heading. Right, we should be a little bit north of it, like I think right there. Anyways, but we have this storm cloud coming up. I think this one's actually gonna pass right past us and just miss us. But that one back there, I think, is gonna get us. And then, so I think that one back there is gonna get us. And I haven't made up my mind about this one, but I think we're gonna catch the tail end of it as it's headed this way. Like, all three are headed the same direction as us and want to converge just past the ship. So this should be interesting, and with any luck, we'll be sticking around that ship for a while, claim a reward or something. All right. God, that would bring some dreams and prayers true. All right. I gotta turn this off. Oh, no, I don't. I can do it like this. You hope ghost ship? You hope it's a ghost ship? You hope ghost ship? Nobody on board? You know what happens if it's a ghost ship, right? It's our ship. That's a $300 million ship, at least. We find it, it's ours. That thing's not transmitting, it's not doing anything. If it's truly lost, it's our ship. Look at you. You'll buy lottery tickets, but you won't buy that, huh? Getting closer. All right.